today we're going to be reacting to how crazy was your ex by offending everybody. It's about to be crazy, definitely. Let's check it out.
Key in my car, breaking and entering, eating my sandwich. He's just
eating another man's sandwich. The most devious activity.
some of the crazy things my ex did. So here's a story about the wildest person I've ever been with, named Angie. It was my third year at college and I was heading to the woods to smoke when I see a woman hysterically crying. I was like, hey girl, you look like you're having a rough go of it. You wanna smoke some sticky icky? She hesitates at first and says, sure. So we begin walking.
Smoke some sticky icky is crazy. Just found a random lady in the woods and was like, yo, wanna smoke some sticky icky? Wow, that's crazy.
Walking to the woods, and all I could think about was how easy it'd be to kidnap her. She had no idea who I was, and now we're walking somewhere where no one would hear her scream. Talk about rookie mistake. But lucky for her, I had morals. And no rope. Anyway, she introduced herself. Hey, I'm Angie. Pleasure to meet you, Angie. I'm Steve Storms. You're lying. Nope, that's my real name. That's crazy, because I have a thunderstorm tattoo in the back of my neck. Here, push my hair aside and you'll see. So I stand behind her, palm her hair, and immediately get aroused.
Yo! I was not expecting that. Yo. Bro came out the gates with that shit. Ain't no way, bro. Yo, what is this frame? What is this frame?
Johnson's like, whoa, we doing this right now? Relax, this is step one. What was that? Oh, I have a lovely tattoo. Anyway, we get to the woods, we're laughing, having a good time when I say, so what got you all hot and bothered? Well, I just broke up with my boyfriend. Johnson's like, game on. I said, oh.
That's a bad sign.
That's terrible to hear, all while barely making eye contact. She was wearing a low-cut shirt, and it was cold outside. A little hard to make eye contact, you know? Plus, drugs were impacting my decision-making. Sober me is respectful me. High me is fun bags pretty. So after our smoke session, I spit some game.
Fun bag's always pretty. No matter if you're high or not.
Get her number. Now, I planned on giving her some time to recover, as she just went through a rough breakup, but after a few days of texting, my Johnson's like, put it in! So I invited her back to my place for a movie. She agreed.
Put it in is crazy.
And for the first 20 minutes, things are going well, until she brings up her RA. Talk about how hot he is, and how sometimes she sneak into his room and hide under his covers.
Oh, hell no, bro. That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign, bro. Nah, dump her immediately.
Needless to say, this was a huge turnoff. My Johnson was like a deflated balloon. Party over. So once the movie was done, I asked her to leave. The next day, she goes back to flirt texting me, but I wasn't having it. I'm like, girl, why are you writing this to me? Shouldn't you be sending this to your RA? She goes, no, it's not like that. We're just friends. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yep.
Oh, don't worry. He's just a friend. 5 days later, you catch him because in your apartment. Yeah, they're friends already.
My Johnson's like, psst,
Friends with benefits.
remember.
Friends with benefits.
Where are those nips? I'm like, damn, Jim Dog, you make a compelling argument. Well, I guess I could give her another chance. So I invite her over again for another movie, but this time my roommates aren't leaving. They're like, we gave you the room the other day and you dropped the ball. I'm like, that's a valid point. Whatever.
More like blue balls.
We'll just all watch it together. 10 minutes in and she starts texting me. This movie's boring. Wish we were doing something more interesting. Winky face. So after pondering for a moment, I said out loud, hey Ange, you wanna go in my room? Sure.
Out loud. Just out loud. Your friend's looking at you disgusted. Ain't no way.
2 quick high fives to my roommates later, and we do
Never mind.
in the dirty. And this chick was wild, moaning, contorting her body, whispering in my ear, you're so big. Oh, it was magical. Afterwards, I'd even smoked cigarettes and somehow had one in my mouth. I'm like, damn girl, that was some good fucking. Anyway, Angie came over again a few days after, and a few days after that, then she started coming over every day. Best part was, she wouldn't
She's a hoe.
leave afterwards. Oh, it was the dream.
She breathes, she's a thought. Nah, she's a hoe. She's a hoe.
Working with no commitments, what more could a college student want? But what I neglected to realize was how lazy it'd make me. You see, when a guy's hunting for Kitty, he's on his A game, freshly trimmed, looking sharp, and smelling like a burrito in
But when you're not, you're lazy as shit.
a nightclub. But when Kitty's guaranteed, we get lazy. I'll give you an example.
I knew it.
Every Tuesday and Thursday, I'd go to karate in the morning. Afterwards, I'd head back to my room where Angie'd be in my bed waiting for me. Now, normally I'd shower first, as I just sweat my balls off, but one day she presses me up against the door and starts me. I'm like, damn.
Yo. As soon as you get
Girl, if you don't care, I don't care. And this only made me get lazier. Because not only did I stop showering before baby making,
bro, lust is fine.
but I stopped showering after. That stank just be following me around from class to class. What is this?
Musty Discord smell? Nah, what if the reason the Discord mods are so fat and lazy is because they got bitches?
Smell like shit and shame in here. And because Poon was guaranteed, I stopped hunting for Kitty altogether. Why go to the bar and spoon feed White Claws into a chick when I already had one back in my room, ready to swallow whatever I gave her? None of that, hey, let's go dancing for 45 minutes as I dry hump you into thinking I'd be good into the bedroom. Bitch is already in my bed twerking.
No loose ends.
Get these ads out my face.
Nowhere to run!
So this continued for the rest of the semester until we're about to head home for the summer. Angie texts me saying, come to my room. We need to talk. Now, normally I'd be freaking out, thinking
In the words of offending everybody, stids are kids.
she's about to say she's pregnant, but there's no way. Cause sure, we were talking on the regs, but she was so good at taking birth control. Every day at 4 p.m., no matter what was happening, she'd snap and say, pills. It's not even like she set alarms. She just had a baby-ending spider sense. Time to die, kid. So I went up to her room and she says, do you want a date? Cause you'll be living off campus next year, and this won't be as simple as going down a flight of stairs to see one another.
Nah. You're just my temporary thought. Nah.
That's a good point. You know what? Let me think about it. So after a day of pondering,
And y'all can't get mad at me for saying that too.
I was like, oh, hell no. Because even though we had great chemistry in the bedroom, the bitch never laughed at my jokes. I'd be killing in the school
I know, right, bro?
pool, and she'd just be floating there motionless, like Matthew Perry's corpse. Start swimming, buddy. Anyway,
Or a late stage FDR.
I meet back up with Ange and let her down the best way I could. She seemed to take it all right, not realizing her brain was beginning to tweak. That summer, I'm on Facebook, posting on a
My brain's always tweaking.
bunch of hotties' walls, not realizing Ange was seeing this, bugging the fuck out. So much so, she would call up my friends hysterically crying. Friends be like, well, you aren't dating, so what's the problem? The problem being, Ange's feelings had tied up her logic, and no plans of setting them free. Fast forward to the beginning of fall semester, and my roommates and I are having a party. Things are going great until Ange comes over and starts cock-blocking the shit out of me. She wasn't even pretending. At one point, she sits
Yo, that's just doing them dirty. You can't do that. You can't just cock block like that.
down in the
Let me guess, she talks shit.
middle of a Kings game going, I want to play. We're kind of in the middle of, whatever, here's some cards. So I go back to macking on the chick next to me when Ange says, I have to go to the bathroom. Ladies, come with me. Keep in mind, she
Makes no sense. She's gonna talk shit.
doesn't know any of the women there. So they all pile in the bathroom, and I'm looking at the guys going, this isn't good. A few minutes later, they come out, and surprise, surprise, none of them want to play anymore. I'm like, Ange, what did you say to them? She goes, nothing. I'm like, all right, that's it, bitch. Get the f out. She starts to
Oh, she talks shit. If she starts crying.
cry, pretending she's the victim, but I could care less. I knew with
How do I guess
her around, I was never getting laid. So I said, get out of here. A few days later, I'm walking to a bar when I see one of my friends across the street. I'm like,
You get real angry.
Adrian. He looks at me and keeps walking, but my drunk ass is like, well, maybe he didn't recognize me. So I run over and I'm like, hey, homie. Adrian was being real apprehensive, and I'm like, what's wrong, man? Did I say something horrible? If I did, I'm sorry. Nah, I thought you were angry at me. Why would I be angry at you? Well, Ange said, that bitch is crazy. But even
At the same time, bro. At the same time.
though we hashed things out, I was still
They both knew what was going on.
super pissed. Because if Ange is telling this guy I don't want to speak to him, then she's probably doing it to others. Now I'm missing out on connections and experiences because some bitch is lying about me? Oh, I was heated. So drunk me thought, what is the meanest thing I could do right now? I could call her some basic insult like punt or bore, but
I have never heard those insults in my life.
I'm crafty, and I could do better than that. Then it hit me. You see, the last time we were and I thought, you know what, this doesn't feel that tight. So while I was her, I stuck in a finger, then 2 fingers, then I stuck my whole hand.
God damn.
Now granted,
She a thought. She a hoe.
my hand was curled, but that's still a lot of
Probably works at Pizza Slut.
digits to cram in a clam. And that's when I came up with the greatest nickname ever, Whole Hand Ange. Oh,
Whole hand and ain't no way. Me personally, I can never be disrespected like that.
it's the chef's kiss of insults. So I text Angie that her new nickname around campus is Whole.
Actually, yes. Yes, I could be disrespected like that. Because to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't do shit about it.
Whole Hand Ange.
And you texted her that?
Needless to say, she did not take it very well, and text back literal death threats. It's really brightened up my day, you know? The next day I get a text from a number I don't recognize, and it turns out it's Angie's sister. She goes on this huge rant of, you have...
She kind of hot. No, I'm kidding. She a bad bitch though.
No idea who you're messing with, and I'll ruin your life for disrespecting my sister. Now, of course, I showed my homies, who all had a good laugh, and now we're spitballing ideas of things to write back when I say, hey, how about I respect your sister? I wash my hand before playing her like a puppet. Even my buddies are
Yo, that's too much.
like, bro,
That's diabolical.
that might be a little much. So I wrote it out and was about to send when I started to have second thoughts. Because normally my brain always picks the funny option, regardless
Nah. Don't have second thoughts. Be that guy. Send that message.
of how much
Do it.
trouble will get me in. 'Tis my how to high school teacher video. But in this one moment, I
Unsolicited.
thought, you know what? I probably should let this go. However, I didn't let anything else go. Over the next few weeks, I'd get DMs from guys on Facebook threatening to beat the shit out of me, and I'd always respond back with, you are adorable. Because I get they're trying to protect someone who's spoon-feeding them lies, but threatening someone on Facebook is like a 10 with herpes. Flashy at first glance, but ultimately worthless. It's also funny to me that Ange was telling people I'm harassing her, as she's
There's still a 10, though. Ah, you got it.
encouraging people to harass me. Like, damn girl, you don't see any projection here? And even though she seemed hyper fixated on me, I could care less about her. Because no matter how many times we I never loved her. So I didn't have this emotional desire to get revenge.
Roasted. You were just my thought the whole time. I never loved you. Oh!
But I did enjoy seeing her. Because every time we'd bump into each other, she'd scream, I fucking hate you! And just think for a moment how much power that is. My mere presence is enough to ruin someone's day.
That is too much power. That's like all the Infinity Stones power right there.
Oh, it made me so happy. But this only added to Angie's insanity, and in December, I get a phone call from Campus PD telling me to come down to the station.
Love games, but hate the grind.
Oh, I hate this shit.
With
Yo, offending everybody. Why you gotta put so many ads in this video?
Wiimodd, you can be invincible, unimaginably.
Obviously, I'm really nervous, because 95% of the time when a girl says a guy's harassing her, she's right. But luckily, the cops were very reasonable. A woman named Angie is claiming you're harassing her. Now, we've heard her side of the story. We'd like to hear yours. So the first thing I told him is we used to have on the regs. Wait a minute, you used to have a romantic relationship? Yeah, why do you think all this is happening? The cop just rolls his eyes and says, continue. Then I showed him all the threatening texts and messages I got, and by the end of it, the officer was completely on my side. However, because police were called on a student, I also had to go speak to the director of student affairs. And this
And let me guess. The exact opposite.
was the polar opposite. Before I said anything, she just starts listing threats. Harassment to students will not be tolerated, and you could be expelled for after
It's funny. Yeah, it's kind of funny though.
minutes of listening to this chick rant.
Oh, that's too much. Man, that would give me a headache.
I said, so you've only heard one side of a story and immediately came to a conclusion?
Unlike Angie after a night in the bed.
Huh, I didn't realize an accusation was a conviction. Maybe you should take some of my criminal justice classes and see how gathering evidence is important when it comes to a potential crime. Needless to say, she was pissed, but I just sat there arms crossed like, I know you got nothing, bitch. Fast forward to Valentine's Day, and I'm dating this lovely girl named Rachel. We're both walking on campus holding hands when we bump into Angie, who goes ballistic, screaming, you, you piece of shit. My girl starts chewing her out, saying, he doesn't want your stinky cooter anymore, you flat-faced bitch.
Stinky cooter. Ha! Look at the fish cooter.
I'm laughing, dragging my girl away, saying, it's not
Yeah, we have hooters. We don't like no fish cooter.
worth it. Just ignore her. The next day, I get another call from campus police, so I go down to the station and speak to the same officer who says, so we got more complaints of harassment? Officer, I've done my best to avoid her, and in the time I've spoken to you, I've only bumped into her once on Valentine's Day when I was with my girlfriend. Officer was trying to remain professional, but I could tell he's like, ugh, I can't believe I gotta deal with this nonsense. A week later, I get a call from Ange saying, we need to talk. I'm thinking she's gonna try to
No, we don't. Hang up.
bury the hatchet. Nope. Turns out her paranoia was at max, and she says, I know you keep stalking me, and if you don't stop, I'll be forced to take legal action. At first, I'm being real neutral, saying, Ange, I'm not stalking you or harassing you, or quite frankly, care what you do. But she is adamant, saying, you think I'm making this up? You think I'm crazy? No, I got f***ing witnesses. I said, listen.
If you don't just uppercut her ass straight to the ceiling, triple combo her ass, leave her at half a heart. Leave her at 1 HP.
Listen, I'm not calling you crazy, but calling the cops on Valentine's Day when you see me holding hands with another girl is a little cray-cray. Then she starts threatening my career at the time, saying, you know, if I file charges against you, you'll never be a cop. That's when my brain snapped to sarcasm mode. I'm like, damn girl.
He wants to be a cop. Ain't no way, bro.
I didn't think 6.5 inches was enough to lose your mind over, and yet here we are. Now I know I'm a god at f***ing, but you're gonna have to find a new prophet, okay? Whole hand Ange. And guys,
Oh no, that was unsolicited. That was unsolicited. Bro, that's a whole new shade of red on her face.
to this day, I have never seen someone so angry. She couldn't even form words. She just sat there shaking, going. That's when I knew it was time to dip. About a month later, I get
She going Super Saiyan?
a call from my friend Nora, who just so happens to be Angie's roommate. Nora invites me over her place, and I'm like, is this a trap? She's like, no, Angie's gone for the weekend, so it's just me here. I'm like, oh, all right. So I go over, and we're hanging out for a bit. When she casually mentions, you know, I found your schedule at Angie's desk. I'm like, what? She goes, here, this is your schedule, right? And I'm looking at it going, holy shit. Angie broke into my place. Nora's like, what are you talking about? I said, because one day I came home and the kitchen window was open. I go to my roommate and I'm like, Jake, why did you open the kitchen window? You know, like it's busted and super hard to close. I didn't open it. Bro, you're the only one here, and it's not like we got robbed because our laptops and TV are still here. But little did I know someone did break in because that same day my schedule was missing off my wall. That's when Nora says, also, I probably should have told you this sooner, but one
That bitch is crazy. Why don't you call the cops on her?
day I caught Ange next to your car. Wait, what?
She keyed it.
What? I was heading over your place at night when I caught Ange bent over by your car. I asked what she was doing, but she just played dumb. I'm like, God damn it, because someone keyed my car. I just thought it was some drunk asshole, not some crazy bitch. Now, luckily, I didn't have any more interactions with Ange and thought it was
Wait, no, go back.
some drunk asshole, not some crazy
With that moo all laugh.
bitch. Now, luckily, I didn't have any more interactions with Ange and thought it was all behind me. That was until about a year later when I was working at Bed Bath & Beyond. I had recently threw up my lower back and was super depressed, just unloading boxes, when I get a phone call from my old roommate, Jake. Jake is like, hey, Steve, listen, I shouldn't be telling you this, but I just thought you should know, Ange is pregnant. Whoa, what? Yeah, and actually I was wondering,
You're screwed, buddy.
do you think it's yours? What? No, we haven't smashed in like 2 years. Oh, okay. I was getting worried for a second. But Jake, you know what this means, right? That you won't be a father? Well, of course that, but it means she trapped someone. What? She trapped someone, Jake. She was so distraught over the fact I could just with her for over a year and have no feelings that she found a way to make someone stay forever. What if she just forgot to take birth control? She never forgets to take birth control.
That's kind of funny. If you're the father in that situation, I would just leave. Be an absent father. Become an absent father.
Jake! Besides, it's still effective even if you forget to take it for a few days. She trapped someone, and it could have been me, Jake. This crazy bitch could have ruined my life. But instead, I gotta live and see a sunrise one more time. Glad I can make your day, Steve. Now go live, buddy. I will, Jake.
He made it through.
Did this bitch just send me a friend request?
Ain't no way. She's calmed down. Actually, no, she probably isn't.
You know what you want to do. Oh, you want to push that subscribe button. Oh, push the button.
You're making me want to do that less by doing that.
Push the button.
No. Yeah, that's crazy. That was a little bit too crazy. Too much for me to comprehend in 12 minutes. Yeah, that was a reaction video. Have a good day. I'm gone.